Our first guest today is here by royal appointment, no less, here to tell us about her new weekend show, The Royal Beat. Please welcome our great friend, Kate Thornton.
Hello, it's like the X Factor back there.
Yes.
But you know, there's two men that pull it apart.
Yeah. All right, don't ruin it. Not so glam.
Oh, I should not have said it like that, should I?
Slack I never left.
You're smutty, you lot, you're smutty.
Welcome back, Kate.
Yeah, welcome back.
It's like I've never gone, isn't it?
How are you?
We're all right. Can't wait to hear about The Royal Beat, because you've been doing The Royal Beat for 4 years on other platforms.
Yes.
Now it's coming to ITV.
It's here.
It's here.
Started last Sunday, yes. I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years now.
Yeah.
It goes into 55 million homes in America.
Wow.
And now it's available here, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Didn't that come about because you did Harry and Meghan's
I did Harry and
wedding?
Meghan's wedding, yes. And I did it for an online streamer. And I thought, well, this will be interesting. Let's see how it goes. But 28 million views. Like,
Do you think it's because the Americans, they love anything about the royal family?
that was a
Obsessed.
global audience. But yeah, I do. And I think when you pull the lens back and you look at the Commonwealth and what this family mean to the wider world, it's extraordinary. And the way I approach it is, you know, we have on the show probably, you know, the members of one of the most exclusive clubs in the world, right? They are on the royal beat. They're rotated on, allowed access to the work of the royal family. And,
And are they allowed to tell you stuff?
Yes. Yes,
It's
and I can't believe nobody's
fascinating,
ever
isn't
thought
it?
to do a show where we go, come on,
Yeah.
then what happened?
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. But these are people that are in a world of sort of fake news and clickbait. These are the people that are credited to travel with the family and tell it as they see it. They are proper journalists.
And I was going to say, are they journalists or are they royal courtiers? Are they...
No, they're all journalists. So we've got. So the last show we had on was Chris Ship from ITV News, who's fantastic, and everybody is kind of assigned a place on the royal rota. So everybody that was on the show last time is now out in Australia with the King and the Queen.
Do they come with those lists where they're like, you're not allowed to ask me about this, this and this? Because sometimes that happens, doesn't it, with some people? No.
No, actually, no. And they're really open to talking about, like, this extraordinary life where, like, normally when the King and the Queen go away on a royal tour, you know, they fly with them.
Oh, wow.
So Camilla is very, very good at going to the back of the plane and chatting with them. And I just think it's extraordinary that, you know, in 30 years, she's gone from being the villain of the piece to our queen. And I think this is a story that's worth telling and putting some context around. I mean, they're our most famous family on the planet.
Yeah, they are.
And that's the story that we try to tell on the show.
And has it made you become a royalist, finding all this out, or were you a royalist
I kind of
before?
was. Do you know what? When I was a kid, I grew up in Cheltenham in Gloucestershire, and you know I like a chat.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
And
I
notice.
did a sponsored silence at school. My headmaster wrote to Princess Anne as the president of the Save the Children charity. She invited me to her house.
Oh, wow.
I know.
What was it like?
It smelled of dog. And I said that.
You said it to her.
It was like when I was 11, you know, give me a...
Would you say, nice to meet you, your house
didn't
smells
seem
of
to-
dog?
No, and there was toys everywhere, and she was, do you know what? She was utterly lovely and charming and warm. And subsequently, I've had her nieces on the podcast that I do, White Wine Question Time. So I had Princess Eugenie on. Oh, wow. Fascinating.
Why do you think we are so fascinated with the royals? Because it's very different to celebrity. It's almost a lot more mysterious,
You're
isn't it?
born into office for a start.
Right.
So I think there's a fascination from all of us as human beings is imagine if your life was predetermined for you before you even left the womb. Like, that is extraordinary. And then you're like, you know, you can't go, oh, but I wanted to be a dentist. It's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You've got to do that. That is an... So as much as we perceive it to be a life of great privilege, I think it's also a life of extraordinary restriction and duty. Yeah.
I was going to say to you that we were talking earlier about kindness and empathy, something that you have in bucket loads, because obviously you were always so kind and empathetic to all of us on the X Factor. But when you're interviewing people and you're talking about the royals, that's something that... Do you think that they are born with that, to be empathetic, for people to be empathetic to them, or do you think it's just...
I think when you... I mean, basically, their job is to work with people, right? And to rule and to govern in as much as they have soft power in this day and age. You peel back the history books, it was was harder than soft. But yeah, I think they do, and I think they have great humour. I think they have great ambition. And on the next show, we're going to be showcasing a documentary that ITV have made with Prince William, and this is bold, right? He wants to eradicate homelessness, not reduce it, eradicate it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to use your platform. And everybody.
But do you agree that? Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
Do you agree that William and Kate? People say they are the future. They're going to keep the royal family
Earthshot's
going.
amazing.
We had our late Queen, who most people adored. There was a fear, wasn't there? Like, well, when she's gone, do people have the same feeling about the royal family?
Yeah.
But they're saying, you know, a lot of the experts are saying Kate and William are kind of restoring people's interest.
I don't think you should overlook what Charles has done by way of foundations that he's laid for his son and his wife, but also the extraordinary work that he's blazed a trail with. You know, people used to roll their eyes about his thoughts on the environment, and now we go to him like he's an expert because he is.
Yeah.
And he learned that, by the way, from his father. So I think
And the Prince's Trust charity, which is amazing.
And then you look at what William's trying to do with Earthshot, and that's extraordinary, and what Catherine's doing with the early years studies that she's a part of. And we are all now taking mental health far more seriously. Well, again, they blazed a trail on that. So I think we underestimate them at our peril. And my job is just to explain this is what they do with the public purse.
Do you think you'll ever get a royal on the royal beach?
I've had them.
Who? Which one?
Princess Eugenie and the Duchess of York.
Oh,
Yes.
OK.
Before we run out of time, as we always do, as you know, on this show, I have to ask you about your lovely son, Ben.
Oh,
I can't believe, how old is he, 60?
16. Yeah.
Wow.
6 foot.
How is he?
6 foot and just... Oh, God, he's going to kill me.
That's what I like to do to you before you leave.
Oh, do you remember when we did your sex tape in front of Jake? On the show.
Yep, but let's not go there.
Touche. But he's wonderful. Do you know what? He's a beautiful young man and the greatest thing I
And you
could do
want
for
him to
his
grow
son.
up like Ben Shepherd, you said.
Well, Ben Shepherd inspired me to call him Ben because I wanted to give him a name that emulated a man that I would be proud to see him grow into. And Ben Shepherd is utterly, 100% just the most decent human being you could hope to meet. Agree.
Didn't know that. But then so are you. We love you.
Yes.
We love
Nice
you,
to be
Kate
back,
Thornton.
girls.
It's always lovely. Come and see us anytime. And the Royal Beat is ITV on Sunday. It's fortnightly, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So the next one is 27th of October. Lovely to see you. Thank you, Kate Thornton.